Hello, welcome to the best workout you'll have all day. We have a 25-minute full body Lagree and Pilates inspired routine. You will need a band and sliders today. I have a light to medium. We're jumping right in, starting on our back in the tabletop position. You're going to lower one leg at a time, keeping the hips and knees at 90 degrees, engaging your transverse abdominis so your back should be flat to the ground. Think about pulling your belly button back into the ground. If you're new here, I always recommend playing music in the background. I won't speak the whole routine, and I think it's just best to personalize your jams to get the best workout. Also, today is beginner style, so it's geared toward the beginner level, but I will implement modifications if you need to increase the intensity. If you want to level up here, instead of lowering one leg at a time, you'll do both legs. Here for 10 more seconds, then you'll hold your hips and knees at that 90-degree position, and we'll lift our shoulders in 3, 2, 1. I want you to take it slow. Think about rolling up one vertebrae at a time. When you come back down, make sure the sole of your back is flat to the ground. If you want to increase the intensity, extend your legs out into a 45-degree angle. Here for 10 more seconds, then you're headed to a modified plank position in 3, 2, 1. Grab both sliders, place them under your hands, go into a modified plank position on your knees. Make sure your back is in that nice diagonal position. You're going to press one arm out, keeping the elbow straight, and bring it back in. If you want to increase the intensity, hop up onto your toes here into a full plank position. You're here for 10 more seconds, then we're headed to our last move in this ab block, going to a bear position. In 3, 2, 1. Head to that bear position, so you're going to be in that tabletop position on your hands and knees. Place the sliders under your feet. You'll extend one leg out, keeping the back flat and your hips and knees at 90 degrees. I want you to think about bringing in your belly button. Don't let that back arch. This is the last ab move of this block. Let's stay strong. To end this, we're going to hold our hips and knees at 90 degrees and tap our knees down to the ground in 3, 2, 1. We are headed to legs next. Let's flip over into the bridge position in 3, 2, 1. Let's warm up those glutes. Lift your hips as high as you can, squeezing your glutes and slowly lowering back down. I want you to press through your heels. Make sure your knees and ankles are in line. Keep the back flat. Keep the transverse abdominis engaged. Let's not arch the back as you rise. Headed to hamstring curls next. You'll keep your hips high and extend one leg at a time in 3, 2, 1. Use this opportunity to engage your core. Don't let your hips tilt side to side. You want to think about a bar sitting across your hip bones. You want to keep that bar even. If you need to increase the intensity, let's do both legs at the same time. I hope your hamstrings are awake now. Next, we're headed to leg circles in 3, 2, 1. I'm going to switch positions, but you can stay flying flat on your back. Place the band around the palm of your foot. I'm going to wrap it around to keep it taut and hold it in my opposite hand. We're going to take our leg out to the side, down and back up, drawing a big circle with our toes. Keep your back flat to the ground to keep your core engaged. Switch directions in 3, 2, 1. Up next, frog press. Headed there in 3, 2, 1. Grab the band, loop it around both feet. You're going to keep your heels together, press your legs out into a 45-degree angle, squeezing your thighs together. The entire motion, your heels should be touching. Headed to leg circles on the left leg in 3, 2, 1. Keep the band wrapped around the palm of the left foot. Bring it behind your back to hold it in the opposite hand to keep the band taut. We're going to take your leg down, out to the side, and back up, drawing big circles. You're here for 30 seconds. And switch directions. Ten seconds left here, then we're headed to an elevator lunge. The rest of legs will be up on our feet in 3, 2, 1. Grab the slider, place it under your left foot. Keep the right foot on the mat. You'll send the left foot back, keeping the knee straight and the heel high. Make sure your knee is over your right ankle. Don't let it push forward. You can have a slight hinge in your hips. If you want to keep the intensity, don't let that right leg fully extend. You want to think about time under tension here. Let's head to the bottom together for a slow count of 4. And we're going to hold it here and pulse. You're here for 15 seconds. Back to full range on 3, 2, 1. Head to your lowest position. We have a moonwalker in 3, 2, 1. Drag that left knee forward, stopping when your knee is under your hip. Up next, we have a sumo squat with resistance in 3, 2, 1. Grab the band, place it under both feet. Have your feet in a wide position with toes slightly turned out at a 45-degree angle. Let's be mindful of our speed here. Let's start at the top together, and we're going to go down for a slow count of 4. Down on 1, down on 2, down on 3, down on 4. Let's keep this pace. We're going to keep the bilateral leg movement trend going and head to a Romanian deadlift in 3, 2, 1. Place the band under both feet. Grab each end of the band with your hands. Bring your feet about hip or shoulder width apart. You'll send your hips back, keeping your knees and your ankles in line, and then press up through your heels to come to a full standing position. Don't completely lock out your knees. Keep a slight bend in those knees. Here, we also want to keep a slow count of 4. The good news, we're almost done. The great news, you've seen all these moves before. In 5 seconds, we're headed back to our express lunge in 3, 2, 1. For this elevator lunge, place the slider under the right foot. Keep that right heel high. Make sure your left knee and ankle are in line as you send your leg back into that low lunge. You've done all these moves before on the left side, so we know what to expect here. Let's stay strong. We're going to send it back for a pulse in 3, 2, 1. Back to full range. Find your lowest position. We're going to go into a moonwalker in 3, 2, 1. Staying low in that left leg, you'll drag the right knee forward, stopping when it gets under your hip, sending it back out. Finish strong in these last 5 seconds, and we're headed to arms in 3, 2, 1. Head to the tall kneeling position. Up first, we have serve the platter. Place the band under both knees, grab each side in your hands, couldn't think of the word, and press your hands forward and upwards. Your hands should be moving into a diagonal position. You want to stop when your elbows are in line with your hips. You don't want to send your elbows behind your hips to keep some tension in the band. Also, keep your core engaged. Don't arch your back. We want to think about engaging that transverse abdominis in all our movements. Up next, bicep curls in 3, 2, 1. Keep your hands in line with your shoulders. You're going to bend at the elbows, stopping when your wrists are in line with your elbows. I know those arms are getting spicy right about now. Let's head to newspaper in 3, 2, 1. Release the band from your knees, elbows at 90 next to your hips. You're going to rotate your shoulders out, so pull your hands apart and back in, stopping when your wrists are in line with your elbows. Pull your hands apart to its farthest point. We're going to press out in 3, 2, 1. Good news, this is the last arm movement. Another good news, last 5 minutes of class. So let's finish strong. We're going to a side plank in 3, 2, 1. Let's start on our right side in that modified side plank, so on your knees. Make sure you have a nice diagonal position with your body. Let's kick off obliques with hip dips. Staying in this plank position, lower your hips to the ground and back up. Now let's hold that plank position for 15 seconds. Let's hover that top leg straight out in 3, 2, 1. You can do this 10 more seconds, and then we're headed to the full plank position with hip dips in 3, 2, 1. Flip over, come onto your elbows and toes. I want you to bring your right hip down. Think about pulling it up and over like a rainbow into the left side. So this is a bilateral movement. We'll go right and then left. Think about drawing a nice big arch as you come across to the other side. Way to finish strong. Let's wring those abs out. We're headed to our left side in 3, 2, 1. Let's go to that modified plank position. Everything we've done on the right, we must do on the left, starting with hip dips. Hold that modified plank position here for 15 seconds. You are down to the last 30 seconds of class. You're going to kick out the top leg and let it hover in 3, 2, 1. Last 10 seconds here. Don't let that hip drop. We're going to rest in 3, 2, 1. Take a minute to thank your body for what it did, what it can do, what it will do. We're going to end here with stretching. I'm going to start with hamstrings just because that's what feels good for me, but listen to your body. Heading to a child's pose to release those hips and that low back. I'm going to slowly rise up into an upward dog to stretch out those hip flexors and abdomen. When you're ready, let's head to a pigeon stretch on the right. And switch sides. While you're stretching, I want to take this minute to thank you for joining and welcome any feedback, comments, concerns that you have. I am just so excited to bring this style of workout to the home to make it more accessible because I truly believe in it. It has strengthened my core, my hips, improved my definition, and I hope it can do the same for you. Bodies by Her.